All right, a little update here on how the drawing is progressing 5-ish, 6 months into it. So I'm going to try and turn this into a weekly series, kind of just like if I draw every day, 30 minutes, that should be at least something. Um, and I'll keep like doodling, but it's a good pace, keeps me kind of honest and keeps me kind of consistent if I'm doing it every week instead of like oh, I have like months or so to kind of come up with stuff. So I think this is kind of a good segue into we're starting to get a little bit serious because I was drawing with just like your standard like pencils, kind of like mechanical pencils, but now I have an actual set. I got like a I got a I could open this an art supply gift card. So I haven't used this yet, but see, it's got like a need a kneaded eraser, an extender, which I didn't even know that was a thing, a pencil sharpener. So it's just another like my toolbox essentially. And then I also got put this here. I also got like a book. I don't know if this is a good book. I just assumed based on what the the sales associate told me. She kind of pointed me in like a direction. I looked through this. I thought I had a good foundational like skills and exercise and stuff. Anyways, um, let's get to the actual drawing, shall we? This, and I'm gonna throw in some, depending on how these look. That's not bad. You can kind of see that. So this is an album cover, and then also what I didn't do last time that I will do this time is throw in some reference material based on what I was copying. So that's a album cover. It helped kind of. I mean, it's not great, but it like allowed me to practice going really dark and with lighter tones. This was not. This was just regular pencil. So we're not. There's a distinct switch. Let me get to it. Just flipping through some stuff. There's a distinct switch where I go from like actual pencils. This is another one. This is not, we're not quite there yet, but you can see I'm kind of proud of this one. This was like the first one where it took me a lot, but I stuck with it. And, it's Spider Man. You can obviously tell Spider Man. It's Spider Man, so that's a big thing. Um, I just like this picture a lot. The reference photo. This one's fine. But I'm not mad about it. I think we've been moving along just fine here. Here's another. This is kind of a combination. This isn't really referenced. I just referenced Silver Surfer for the body. Let me get close, nice and close. I just referenced Silver Surfer for the body, and then he's kind of like coming through this portal that's just a white void. Um, and around it, you can kind of tell, like with the scribbling, there's a lot of white space to kind of create this effect. Or that's what I thought it does. I don't know if that comes through. But that was pretty cool. I think like the sooner you get to writing from or not writing, drawing from imagination, and your kind of memory, like the easier, or you can kind of like that's really the test of your skill, as opposed to like yes, copying stuff will like helps, but I don't think it's kind of like training wheels in a way. It's like it's nice to learn and I'll talk about it later, but it's nice to like learn things, but you don't know why you're doing certain things. That'll make more sense later. Um, I'll show you another one here. Oh, so this was kind of the transition. This was kind of the transition. So this guy, Primera Espada, Stark. right? You can tell. So I have brown in there, and then there was like a charcoal pencil. So that's why you see like the black. It's not like really detailed, but I was just fine with kind of where it's at. But you can kind of tell some of it's like regular pencil, and then some of it was like an actual. Uh, Obviously, everything's graphite, but it was like a 4H or 2H or something. Um, so it was like a very basic graphite pencil, but that was kind of the start of everything. And then I have another one. I have a couple more I can show. This is Chopper. I just wanted to fill the space, so I put a giant fist here. Um, that's all that you can tell. The brown there, like it's very basic, but that's kind of like the idea, right? Is if you keep it basic, you kind of build those foundational skills. We got a couple more here. I'll do a couple more. So I got Sanji. If he had a little bit too much pudding, that joke might go over some people's heads, but that's okay. Um, See the brown there, the shading, and this is just like copying, right? And you don't know why, and I think that's like the biggest thing is you'll see, especially with this one. So this was today. I just completed this about a couple hours ago or so, right? And there's like stuff with, especially with Kubo, um, there's a lot of things that he does, especially in this, like based off of the picture. I mean, I'll put it side by side, but there are things that he does, like especially with Katen or whoever the spirit. I forget the spirit's name. Behind him is, and all of this like cross hatching shading stuff that's in there. I mean, this is pretty simple. It's not nearly as detailed, but it's a kind of a start. And that's pretty much it for this update. Um, Kind of going forward, staying more consistent. I'm gonna start throwing in like pen stuff too, um, just as kind of like a mental thing. Because I think when you realize you can't erase things, it's kind of a different ball game. Um, so you're just focused on trying to clean up those mistakes. But also, I think it's just kind of a different change of pace. You have to think about things differently. I don't want to waffle on too much, but that's kind of it. Um, Expect more videos soon, 2026. You guys have a great night, wherever you are out there.